And Matt Hennenberg and Clay Meyer for Coach's Corner, heard every Wednesday night live from Barge's Pizza, brought to you by these amazing sponsors: Barge's Pizza, Shelter Insurance, Bill Grant Ford, McCarthy Drilling, Diana Andrews, State Farm Insurance, CNC Farm and Home Supply, Animal Care Clinic, Mid-Missouri Bank, HMI Fireplace, MD Lux, and Grand Missouri Bank. Now let's join Matt and Clay live from Barge's Pizza.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Barge's Pizza, just south of the Bolivar Square here on Main Street. It's Coach's Corner. We're here every Wednesday night from 6 to 7, and we're going to talk about last week's game, the upcoming game, and talk to the golf coach, girls golf coach, Kim Cribbs tonight. Matt Hennenberg, Robert Clardy, and Clay Meyer. Mr. Medley's on assignment in Nova Scotia still. He'll be back for Friday night's game. But we'll bring you the show here tonight. And want to thank all our fine sponsors here on the Coach's Corner. Barge's Pizza, that's where we're at. Shelter Insurance, Craig Lehman Agency, Bill Grant Ford, McCarthy Drilling, Diana Andrews State Farm Agency, CNC Farm and Home Supply, Animal Care Clinic, Mid-Missouri Bank, HMI Fireplace, MD Lux, and Grand Missouri Bank. All right, well, Coach Clardy, gosh, just another tough one for your club last week, man.
Yeah, that was another. I think I told you guys last week. You know, it's good that we're in those type of games, and you learn a lot about your team. You learn a lot about how to finish games and how to what needs to be done to finish. And man, we had another teachable moment in this game, and I hated it for our players. You know, they played hard, played extremely hard, and just to come up short again. And they had every opportunity to win the game. We did as a team, and we just didn't make that one play we needed there at the end. But I mean, he took a lot of pressure on himself after that play. Braden did, but there was so much that led up to that, and so many of our goals going into the game that we didn't get to. And but we wouldn't have been even close to in that situation if it wasn't for Braden Long and his play that he made throughout the other other 45 minutes of the game leading up to that point. So we've had a great week. The guys bounced back, but again, we learn a lot about our team. We learn a lot about those situations, and man, we want to be able to finish one of those so we know what that feels like as well and know how to finish a game off. So.
Well, they did fight to the end. We talked about that week one. Nobody got down. Didn't see that in that game either. But it comes a time when you don't get that W, it starts weighing on you.
Yeah.
And I hope the kids, you got a tough game going to Branson this week, keep their daubers up. And, anymore, I was actually talking to some parents at Country Days on Saturday. It's the last 4 games that matter anymore. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. And we had parents coming up out on Saturday at youth games and here on the square, and just the support for our players and know that, hey, we're doing it the right way. The guys are doing it the right way. But after the game, I didn't even get to talk to the players for a few minutes because that senior class of young men just stepped up and called everybody in tight and just talked to them. And it was senior, captain, senior, junior, all these guys feeding into them about what we got to do. And yeah, it hurts. They were upset. They were disappointed in how we played and how we finished. But they understand that, hey, we're built different. We got to show up and we got to go to work. And there's no other option. And these kids work extremely hard, and that's how they've attacked the last 2 days in practice. So that same attitude, the entire team, the freshmen, just when we lose those games and they're on the sideline watching, it's just as hard on them because they prepared us all week for that. And just like whenever we win a game, it's going to be just as important that they did everything they could to help us get that victory. So it was, after the game, that was extremely encouraging. I told you guys how great those seniors are in leadership and their work ethic, but to see that really come out in moments like that, where we face that adversity and there's a down point in the season and those guys step up and lead. So,
yeah, that's great to hear you saying that. We can kind of see that upstairs there, looking down on the field and everything. And just broke my heart up there in the booth, and I just can't imagine what the players were going through 2 weeks in a row like that. But the resiliency of these guys, these young men, it's tremendous, and I like seeing that. And I know that this week is going to be hard. This is probably going to be our hardest opponent so far of the season. I think.
Yeah.
I would assume. There's just such a larger school than us, and so many more kids in their pool to choose from and everything. But I know these guys have got to be looking forward to it. They're licking their chops, waiting for that first W, and hopefully it comes this weekend, and that will put these last two games behind us and go. Offensively and defensively, we've matched both these teams that we've played. I think I don't have the full offensive totals, but looking at defensively, I got that from Coach Conrad. He sent me some information on that and everything. We're giving up just right at 300 yards a game, which today's world that's not unheard of. And I think that I would bet that we're probably within averaging 15, 20 yards of that ourselves. Yeah. Slightly over or maybe slightly less. So the results are there. We just haven't caught that break. Talk a little bit about that offense and the sets, because we're getting defensively. We're getting right at 45 or 60 plays thrown at us again. How many plays are you getting off of that? Nobody seems to be in any hurry. It's just a good, solid pace.
And that's the thing, too, is we would love, like I've told you guys, we're all about tempo and pushing pace. But we've also got to be extremely smart, because we got a lot of those guys playing both ways, especially when we have any injuries. We've got to be really smart. And Coach Claybaugh, I think, did a good job this week of really kind of slowing things down. Like, hey, let's take take this play clock down a little bit, because they just got done with a 10-play drive defensively.
Right.
And those linemen are starting to get a little tired. And now we're going to ask a receiver that just had to defend and shed blocks and go make tackles on some triple option to go and run some routes and catch the ball. So we got to be extremely smart there. We would love to push the tempo, and that comes with just them getting in game shape, but also getting some injured players back. Will hopefully help us with that, just to add the depth. Now, there's not a whole lot of depth coming back for the offensive defensive line. Those guys, we're trying to. That was my point in this Sunday's meeting with the staff, was, hey, we've got to be extremely smart with how we sub, because we need them still, even if it's not 100%. If they still have 90% in the tank that they can give late in the third on into the fourth quarter, because right now they're almost running on fumes. We can't have them on vapors in the fourth quarter where those kids are starting to cramp. And so we got to be smart about that, because it wasn't super hot. It was great weather for a game besides the rain. Yeah, I know. So that's where we can look at it as a staff, and it starts with me saying, okay, how can we be smarter with our substitutions to make sure those guys stay fresh, because we're not going to be able to match them play for play, especially a tempo game. We're going to have to be able to be smart and control the tempo that's best for our players, to put them in the best situation late in the game to be able to finish and come out on top. So, just being smart there offensively, to where, hey, whenever we make a big play, our players know to get on the ball quick. They do that. It's just natural for them to get on the ball so we can go snap it. But also, whenever a defense has a big drive, hey, let's take this down. Once we get a first down or two, then we can put the pedal down a little bit. But also, we want to make sure we're subbing those guys in and being extremely smart with that. Just, we can't match them play for play, but we can take care of the football. There's things like that we can do, that we can control, and we need to do a better job of that.
What was the biggest improvement you saw offensively and defensively from your team week 1 to week 2?
Yeah, so offensively, we went into it with the mindset of, one, get lined up faster, because we weren't getting on the ball. We had to waste a timeout. We had a couple pre-snap penalties week 1. So our emphasis was that offensively, we got to do a better job of getting the signal from the sideline, getting lined up. And that just helps them. That helps Chat be able to read a defense, not just necessarily on pass plays, but also on run plays. Okay, what's the box look like? What's my box look like on the outside? Can I take the, where can I steal 4 yards? So it helps as fast as they get lined up. It helps him. It helps everybody, because they can read coverages, all that. But then also turnover margin. I told the entire team, defensively and offensively, not just, we always say the ball is everything. We want to win the turnover margin. I said, guys, to win the turnover margin, the percentage to win is like 98%, especially when you're +2. I said, I don't want to be +1 this week. I want to be +2. And we were +2 for 45 minutes, and then it dropped to +1. And those are just situations where, like, hey, the ball, we got to value the football in all situations throughout the game, and take what the defense gives us, end every possession with a kick. We don't want to turn the ball over and give them momentum. So we did a much better job of that, especially on first down, especially down in the red zone, finishing a couple drives down there. So that was good because that was something we struggled with against Osage. Defensively, just our communication and not getting caught in the moment throughout the game. I think we talked about that last week. Just the players, there's a couple times we had to call them in, call a timeout and be like, hey, everybody take a deep breath and relax. They were playing off pure adrenaline that first game. They really settled in, and whenever we called a timeout, it was more just get them over there and talk about scheme, and the guys were all staring Coach Conrad in the eyes. They were all locked in, ready to go. So they did a much better job there. And then special teams-wise, communication, because we had several guys go down with injuries that week one, and we were screaming for guys to get out on the field that had never been in a position to play because we had no clue that somebody was hurt. And so that's coach-to-player communication, coach-to-coach. That all had to be better, and we really made an emphasis of that, and the guys did a great job of that this week. Those are all little things, but they matter a lot, especially as you get late in the game, whenever everybody starts getting there's a little chaos going on with adrenaline in the late game, especially if it's tight. So we did a much better job there, but those are great teaching points for our players.
Defensively, you talk about getting subs in. I'm counting 19 players that got tackles in the games, and in just 2 games. So, I mean, you're being able to get those subs, but you're not dropping off. I mean, the players are still right there. They're understanding. I don't remember in either of the first 2 games where a big play beat us. I mean, they've made some completions and stuff, but if you look at the play in the whole, the person did their job, and that was force them to catch the ball out in front of them and not let them catch the ball back behind them. So defensively, I still like it. I still like watching defense. I mean, I just love the way that your guys are just flying to the ball. Had a great tip drill interception this week. I mean, that's big, and Wade just went up and got it, and then made something happen with it. Got a few yards. So
and I think too the guys that got reps this week on defense due to the injury, now those guys have either stepped into a starting role or shown us that, hey, whenever we need to get somebody a breather, we can trust that guy's going to go on the field and do everything right. He's going to do his job. So it opened up some opportunities, and that's why, we tell the guys all the time, you have to take those reps in practice because you're one snap away, and you need to be prepared because your brothers need to count on you to be one snap away and go out and do your job. And Dorian went out there and started a corner. I hadn't played football in a couple of years and went out there against a triple option team and had to defend the veer and run on the pitch and run on the quarterback and do his job and trust that someone else was going to do their job. So that was important for him. And then Paul Bliss hadn't played corner. He's just been playing wide receiver, and he stepped up and started on the other side. And they both did a great job. I mean, they played almost every snap out there. So that just shows us that now whenever somebody gets banged up for a play or somebody needs a breather because of offensive snaps, Paul's ready, Dorian's ready to step in there and help those guys. And it's not just those positions, it's others as well, especially at linebacker and other positions that those guys have really done a great job. And Coach McCullough and Conrad and Pierre, they do a great job of subbing those defensive linemen in every 2 or 3 plays to just try and keep them fresh and try and keep a rotation going. Because we can't, even though we're in a 3 down front, there's still 4 linemen on the field because Logan's playing linebacker and doing a great job back there. So there's only one guy that's left to sub through and kind of go through it and get those guys on and off the field up front. But Logan's playing almost every snap too. So really, really proud of that defense and what they're doing. They just have a great mindset in how they attack every day. We just got done with a defensive practice. And like you've mentioned a couple times with Branson this week, a lot of disciplines needed this week. So, but a great practice. Really proud of those kids and how they're flying around.
Kel McCurry still leading the team with 30 tackles on the season. 11 solos. No, not at all. I mean, we knew from the get-go. I've slipped over to a couple of your practices, and I think that second week of practice, it was the first week because you were putting in your special teams, and you were doing kickoff coverage, and you said, "I need my best tackler right here." And everybody on the field was like, pointed right there at Kel, and there he come, man. And I knew that name was going to come because I watched you play a little bit last year.
So. It's probably been the 5th year in a row. McCurry's been the leading tackler on the team.
And what did he do that week on kickoff? He had 3 tackles.
3 tackles before. And then right behind him, Colt Hill, freshman. I mean, young man is boy, he's doing a great job. But look at all this experience he's getting right now.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's starting ball game and second on the team in tackles with 22.
Yeah, high football intelligence puts him in a great position to make plays. So he's a student of the game, wants to watch film, wants to study, shows up for meetings early in the morning. He was there at 7 a.m. this morning just to even watch offensive film and keep getting better. So he's been doing a great job, and it's showing in the stat line and how many snaps he gets a game as a freshman. So.
Yeah, tremendous job, really, for all those guys down in the trenches and everything. I just it's impressive to watch that three-man front, stalemating them people, and the amount of times that we're in the backfield. Yeah. Breaking up plays back there in the back.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to send it back to the studio, pay some bills. You're watching the Coach's Corner on mosports.com, listening on Your Country 99.
Is anything better than a hot, cheesy slice of pizza fresh out of the oven? Barge's Pizza in Bolivar believes great pizza is meant to be shared. Grabbing lunch with coworkers, feeding the whole family, or surprising a neighbor just because. There's one golden rule. Be nice. Share a slice. Bubbling pepperoni to fresh margarita with mozzarella, basil, and vine-ripened tomatoes. Every bite's made with love and meant to be shared. Make someone's day delicious. In Bolivar, south of the square on Main Street. Barge's Pizza.
At Animal Care Clinic, they're not just another veterinary clinic. They're your pet's best friend. Their team, led by Doctors Levin and Lindsay Roten, offer top-notch care for all animals, big and small. From intensive care and checkups to pet supplies and grooming, they've got it covered. Keep your furry friend healthy and happy. Schedule an appointment today at animalcarebolivar.com. That's animalcarebolivar.com. Animal Care Clinic. Their name says it all.
Mr. Google wants you to think you can fix your car on the internet. If you can just figure out what's wrong without talking to those greedy dealers, you'll save lots of money. At Bill Grant Ford, our appointment book fills every week with people who started on Google. And you might be surprised to know the labor rate in our shop is not the highest in town. What we can do for you is bring experience and training to a world filled with internet noise. We encourage you to be informed when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. And when your vehicle starts asking for help, see why it's better in Bolivar at Bill Grant Ford.
Hey gang, wherever you are, CNC Farm and Home in Bolivar and Lebanon has you covered. Complete clothing department for both men and women. Their hardware, electrical, and plumbing departments have what you need to get that job done right. For the farm, CNC has fencing supplies from pipe gates, hog wire, and animal health supplies. And for our furry friends, CNC has toys, both cat and dog food, and of course, dog houses. You can depend on the Colemans at CNC Farm and Home in Bolivar and Lebanon.
Hey, this is Paul at CNC Farm and Home Supply. If you have the questions, we have the answers.
Welcome back to Barge's Pizza here on the south side of the Bolivar Square, down on South Main Street, right across from the Polk County Jail. You can see that right over there over your shoulder, Clay. So,
been there.
We're going to talk about the upcoming game with Branson, but we talked about it off the air, and we probably need to include this. You said the JV went up to Harrisonville and picked up a victory.
Yeah.
That's big. Also, that's mainly freshmen.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
The sub-varsity team is primarily made up of freshmen or some guys that we want to try and get an opportunity to play. And we went up to Osage and got Dorian Gonzalez a quarter of snaps out there at corner just to kind of prepare him for the week. And he did a great job. We're like, okay, he can do this. And he did it all week this past week and played a great game on Friday. And this week was pretty much all freshmen. And they went up to Harrisonville. Came back with a big victory. I believe it was 24-0. And, just a great showing on their part. And offensively, defensively, forced a bunch of turnovers, took care of the ball. I think we had one turnover offensively. So just an all-around great performance, and love watching those kids compete. I mean, they had a lot of fun and had a great fan support too. Some administrators.
That's not
there.
an easy trip to Harrisonville either. That's not an easy trip to Harrisonville.
I was by myself in the truck and get a couple cups of coffee on the way home for sure.
The best part about them being able to go up there is because that's primarily your scout team during the week, and they're getting beat up by the ones, and they get to go someplace and do the beating up, and that's man, I'll tell you what, that's exciting time.
And for that freshman group. I mean, they haven't lost many games, and they had to bounce back from a loss against Osage, and They got their first high school win the other night. So
that's awesome.
They were pretty excited. The parents were excited, and it was just overall good performance.
Plus, it builds a winning culture, and that's important to build that winning culture. All right, let's talk about the upcoming game against Branson. We're going to travel down there to the big stadium with the Pirate. We've had a lot of fun over the years at Branson. Had some crazy things. Lights went out.
About drowned down there.
About drowned. Many years ago, we had a lightning storm. We had a monsoon off of a hurricane out of the Gulf one time. I mean, it's just been a bizarre time going to Branson. But they're 1 against Harrison, Arkansas. And then also West Plains got beat by Mountain Home, Arkansas, last week. Mountain Home destroyed Harrison. Yeah. So what can you tell us about the Pirates?
Like we had discussed preseason, we knew they had some seniors last year, some big production, but we also knew Branson, they're gonna reload, and they've got some next man up mentality, and their coaching staff does a great job, especially with their offense that they run. It just makes it, you got to be disciplined, and our guys, that's what we've been preaching to them all week. Is we've got to have a great week because we're going against the wing tee and an option offense. It's going to be very methodical in what they do and just wait for you to make the mistake, and then that big play is going to happen. They're going to take 3 yards, 4 yards, and then whenever that big play happens, they're going to capitalize on it. So we've got to do a great job being disciplined, being great with our eyes, doing our job. And we saw it yesterday in practice. Just a player asked, like, hey, if this happens, do I take this? We're like, no. You do your job. Trust that your teammate's going to do his. And then sure enough, it happened 2 plays later, and it all worked out. And so it's just great to see that, and the guys see it, that, okay, it doesn't matter if I see this play. If it's not my play to make, I shouldn't make it. I've got to do my job and do my responsibility and trust. So it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, they're an extremely good football team. That one that they dropped against Harrison. Harrison's a really good team. That was down there in Harrison, and then they went to Camdenton last week. They win games in all 3 phases too. It's not just offensively and defensively. They've won games in special teams with multiple kickoff returns. Number 13 for them has gotten 2 this year already. They blocked 3 punts last week versus Camdenton. So special teams is huge this week as well. It's not just offensively, defensively. We've got to be great in special teams because no matter what unit, they find a way to win the game. They find a way to finish and make big plays. So we've got to do that as well. I think we've been pretty solid in special teams, but we haven't had those big plays yet that help us win the game and get over the hump. And that in terms of field position or a touchdown or a block punt or something like that, get us the ball back on a fumble. We forced a couple fumbles on kickoff, but haven't gotten that one back yet. So still just trying to get that big play that gets us over the hump there and makes a play to help us win the game because Branson's obviously shown that. 49-13, they beat Camden at Camden last week. That's pretty good showing. Yeah, and it's all. I mean, they made the big plays. They had some big returns, and then they blocked two punts within 11 snaps on huddle. I mean, it was blocked a punt. They went down, scored. Camden got the ball, blocked a punt, went down and scored. And and then the Camden changed their punt, went to a quick kick with their quarterback. They blocked that one. So, and that was backed up on the 5-yard line. They were just trying to pretty well know they're coming for the punt. They're going to bring it. And that's what we did today. We went over punt. And the guys did a great job. But we know that they're going to try and change the game in all 3 phases, and we've got to bring it. And we've got to make sure we're doing our job, and we've got to have a great scheme, but it's up to the guys to go out there and execute that. And it's our job as coaches to put them in the best position to be successful on Friday. You were talking about assignment football and the option. To me, when I was a player, I always loved that game because you knew what you had to do. You didn't have to really think. All you knew when we defended the wishbone, nobody runs that, but that was the offense at the time. I knew I was going to have to hit the fullback every time, whether he had the ball or not. And if I could hit him behind the line of scrimmage, it was going to disrupt everything. And it was like, okay, this is all I got to do. But so many people that I played with just couldn't do that. They're like, no, he doesn't have the ball. No, it doesn't matter. You got to hit him. You got to take him down right there. The end's got to take the pitch, man. And if you get that in your head and you buy into it, you can shut it down if you do your job. So
offenses want the defense to not do that their assignment and jump that, because the next play they're going to be right over there. I mean, that's just the way that works.
And D-line's got to be locked in too this week, because it's completely different up front for them, not just on the back end and making sure we're great with our eyes, but I mean, you got O-linemen going right at your legs and crawling through their gaps, and so we've got to do a great job up front, defensive line wise, with our eyes, but also with our hands and being active and being violent up there up front, which we, like you just said, we've done a great job with that, but we can't get overexcited there and jump and do something we're not supposed to do, because then we lose our gap, and that's one gap that they can take advantage of. So it's very methodical in what we do defensively as well, but like you said, it's kind of simplifies some things, but they're just waiting for that one mistake, and they can capitalize on it.
Are they throwing the ball much this year?
I think Coach Gregory said he charted, I think it was 9 pass plays in 2 games. But I mean, their quarterback last year, I think it was Luke. He did a really good job. He was a senior. He did a really good job. He was a great passer. He could hurt you running and throwing the football. And this year they've called some pass plays, and their quarterbacks, he's extremely athletic. And whenever, I think there's several scrambles where it's not there, and he still gets out of the pocket and makes something happen. If that first or second read's not there, he can hurt you with his feet. So that's where making sure our rush and our contain and all of that is still there on those pass plays. We can't get our eyes in the backfield expecting run. We've got to be able to contain him as well, because he's extremely athletic and can hurt you both ways as well, but also get out of the pocket and really hurt you with his feet. So, they're doing some good things pass game wise. Don't throw it a whole lot, but they don't have to. I mean, if they're waiting for those eyes in the backfield, the back end to be wrong, and a corner to leave a receiver, and then boom, they're going to hit you with the play action. So, being able to keep your eyes right as a corner, knowing you have your receiver, but also knowing you've got pitch and you've got this or whatever it is.
I wouldn't want to be a corner in the option game. As a D tackle, it was easy. I had one job. And the corner had a lot more responsibility.
In today's work. Coach, you mentioned special teams earlier. From the booth, we couldn't really tell. Was it we missed an extra point. Did somebody get a hand on that, or was it just a low kick? Or
it was a combination of both. Yeah, it was a combination of both. Operation, I thought, was good. The snap hold, the kick was a little bit low. And, Wyatt is extremely hard on himself. Yeah. And he's like, man, I just did not play well. He's like, I keep telling myself, it's only my second game ever of football. I was like, exactly, dude. Like, you continue to get better. He keeps working on his own. He goes up to SBU late at night. He comes out here on the field late at night after soccer practice and just keeps working. His height has gotten so much better. Like, when he first started, he was like, I feel confident at about 30 to maybe 35. And then last week in practice, he kicked a 45-yard field goal just right down the middle, and probably had some yards to spare. And so, like, the whole team went crazy, and he just needs that support. He needs that confidence. Hey, we're behind you, dude, and you're going to go out and make some great kicks. And so that one, it was just a little low trajectory, and sometimes when that happens, he just kind of pulls across his body a little bit as opposed to following straight through and popping it up. So and then also going into a new game with somebody different holding for him, because Evan Nichols, one of his best friends, has been holding for him late at night and at practice the last couple of weeks, and then not having Evan last week, so now we got Chaplin there to hold. Even if it was a great hold, just mentally, I know what that can do for a kicker.
Exactly.
I held for a lot of years, and so I get that. And so once he settled in, he felt confident, and he's had a great week of practice as well. He missed practice today because he's at a soccer game. But
hey, on the kickoffs too. I mean, he's when you go deep with it, he's putting it down there around the 10, but slightly inside of it. Yep. You've called a pooch kick a couple times, and that, to me, it seems like he's hitting it right about where you want it to go. So I mean, he's got good control.
Yeah, and I told him, when I'm telling him, hey, I need a sky right or sky left, he understands that stuff. And his deep left kicks, he's noticing his steps and all that has changed, his speed and how he attacks the ball. It's gotten him 5 to 10 yards just in 1 week of practice. And he's working with Coach Claybo doing that, and has done a great job with that. Squib is something new for him. He's never practiced that. And I was like, we're going to come out right now in the second half and start out with a squib kick. And he's like, what's that? I was like, okay. So I was like, I want you to keep it low. I said, I don't want the ball going above 5 yards as far as you can kick it. He goes, okay. I said, Wyatt, you're you're 220 out, you're tucked in the woods, you got to punch it and keep it as low as possible. And he's like, oh, okay, I get what you're saying. I was like, dude.
He's a golfer too?
Yeah. Okay. So I just have to relate it to that. But he came out and did it, and he actually kicked it so hard that it got all the way back to the returner. Like I wanted it to hit one of the upbacks, but it got all the way back to the returner. He's like, is that what you were wanting? I was like, yeah, maybe take a little bit off of it next time. But so he's learning, he's doing a great job with that. But yeah, his distance has gotten better just over the 1 week of going to practice with us and training on his own. And we couldn't ask more from him and what he's doing in his time off the field without us.
So you mentioned some injuries last week. What about this week? Are those guys back? How are you doing injury-wise?
We're starting to work those guys back in. Those guys have started to work back in through the rotation, and we'll see how the rest of this week goes, or how tomorrow goes, and how they're feeling to be able to get them back on the field. But we feel extremely confident with those guys stepping up at corner last week and taking some reps. And it kind of puts a little on them, because then they have to flip right back over and go to offense and not skip a beat there from our expectations and effort. So, but yeah, getting those guys back is going to be big for us whenever we get them back out on the field, and just continues to add that depth that we need. Just to be able to compete all the way through 4 quarters. But it also starts with our substitutions, even if we have them or not have them.
Well, we're going to send it back to the studio for another break. We'll be right back. We'll talk about preview or review all the conference games last week. You're watching the Coach's Corner on MoSportsZone.com, listening on Your Country 99.
Let's face it, renter's insurance isn't top of mind until, well, it's top of mind. That's why it can be important as a renter to make sure you have the coverage you need at a price you can afford, because you've worked hard for your stuff, right? Your local State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right renter's insurance that best fits your needs without the headache. Let's start helping protect your stuff with renter's insurance from State Farm today.
Diana Andrews, 326-2636.
Has your local bank stopped feeling local? Hello, this is Matt Hennenberg with Grand Missouri Bank. At Grand Missouri Bank, we are proud to be the only locally chartered bank in Bolivar, with the local owners and decisions made right here at 1630 South Killingsworth. You'll always work with our friendly, experienced team. From offering personalized financial services to building lasting relationships, whether you're borrowing or depositing, we're here for you. Come see us at Grand Missouri Bank, Bolivar's true community bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
HMI Fireplace is here to serve your community and promote local youth sports programs. It's in HMI's history to keep your home safe and to be on the ball when winter strikes. Come into HMI Fireplace and let them write up the best defense for Old Man Winter today. Look them up online at HMIFireplaceShop.com or give them a call.
No one warns you like
Drilling, the action of making a hole in something by boring with a drill. Sounds simple, right? Well, it's not, especially when it comes to water wells, geothermal drilling, and environmental monitoring. With over 20 years experience, Jeremy McCarthy and his crews at McCarthy Drilling will have your project completed efficiently and effectively using state-of-the-art drill rigs. Don't leave your drilling to just anyone. Contact the experts at McCarthy Drilling in Halfway. McCarthy Drilling done right.
Welcome back to Barge's Pizza on South Main Street, just south of the Bolivar Square. This is the Coach's Corner. We have Coach Robert Clardy here along with Clay Meyer and myself. And we're going to talk about last week's games in the Ozark Mountain Conference. Of course, we already talked about the Liberators. A little bit about Branson. They go up and defeat Camden 42-13. Off the air, we were talking Camdenton may be just down a little bit this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to tell. I mean, my first year in the conference and seeing these teams for the first time, really evaluating multiple games of them, the full game. It's tough to tell, but Branson kind of got after them a little bit in all 3 phases and kind of dominated that game from start to finish.
West Plains goes to Parkview and wins it 28-12, and years past that would have been a more lopsided game. I don't know if Parkview's better this year or if West Plains is down a little bit, but I was kind of surprised about that score.
Yeah, there's a lot of scores early on with the Parkview Marshfield game, and then Marshfield's now 2-0, which you're about to get to. But and then that West Plains game versus Parkview, I think Parkview is doing some really good things. They've got some athletes that we've got to be aware of, and some of those kids I don't think played in the Jamboree versus us much. So we're going to see some fresh faces when we face them in a few weeks. So, but yeah, they got a lot of talent on the field, and Cam does a great job coaching them up.
And you talked about your alma mater, Marshfield. They get a 22-6 win over Reed Spring. That's a team that Log Rock beat in week 1, 42-18. A good win for Coach Bowl, but I was a little surprised with that too.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched Reed Spring enough. I've watched Marshfield at our camp, and that last day of camp, they did some really good stuff, and that was the last I'd seen them. I haven't watched them on film yet this year, but yeah, they looked really good that last day of SBU team camp.
And then Hillcrest goes to Rolla. This wasn't a surprise, 48-0. The Bulldogs beat Hillcrest. I think their numbers are down, I've heard, this year. Anything on that one?
I've not watched them at all. So I actually haven't watched anybody except for Branson, to be honest. I know a little bit about Camdenton just because I watched them, but just kind of looking at the scores and talking with coaches and seeing what they thought of teams after they played them. But I have not seen much or heard much about Hillcrest yet.
Carl Junction takes on Heritage Arkansas. I know they're one of the bigger schools there, but I was talking to some guys from Arkansas today. They struggle with numbers in football. They have a really good baseball program. They have some really good soccer programs, but their football program is not that good, and just struggle getting kids out for that sport, even though the school's so big. But they were not surprised at all. They said, "Oh no, they might win 2 games a year." So I thought they'd be pretty good, but CJ whopped it on them 45-7.
Yeah, I think CJ's pretty good and just as physical as they've always played. I imagine that's going to be a smash mouth physical game from start to finish.
And then Log Rock hosts Ava, and they win that one 47-36. And the Ava's been pretty good the last 10 years.
Pretty solid.
And Log Rock gets a pretty good victory over the Bears of Ava.
We'll start to get a little bit picture after the Log Rock Parkview game tomorrow night at JFK. That'll be a kind of see where all those teams kind of stack up, start to see some similar opponents and be able to compare them a little bit more. But we'll get that film tomorrow night or Friday and be able to start working on their stuff as well.
All right. Well, we thank you, Coach. We're going to let you go. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with Bolivar head girls golf coach Kim Cribbs here on the Coach's Corner. You're watching on MostSportsZone.com, listening on Your Country 99.
Bold transformations start at MD Lux Aesthetics and Med Spa in Bolivar. Lose weight with personalized solutions. Balance your body with expert hormone therapy. Revitalize your skin with powerful laser treatments. And refresh your look with precision injections. Every journey begins with the $50 consultation credited towards your service when you move forward. Find them on Facebook or find them behind Bill Roberts Chevrolet. Step into the future of beauty and wellness where cutting-edge science meets self-care. MD Lux Aesthetics and Med Spa.
Mid-Missouri Bank has crossed another huge benchmark. They've paid their Midmo customers more than $8 million in Casasa rewards. Join Midmo in the race to $10 million. Get in on your share of the earnings today. Whether it's cash back on debit card swipes or a high interest rate on checking and savings account balances, Midmo Bank pays you for the spending activity you're probably already doing. You deserve more for your money. How does more money sound? Open an account in minutes at openaccounts.midmobank.com. Mid-Missouri Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Barge's Pizza here on South Main Street, just south of the Bolivar Square. And, man, it smells good. Don't forget, after game nights, they're open late with the buffet at the home games. I don't know. We'll have to talk to Mike about that, what he's going to do.
We'll mention that to him. I think he told me they're gonna be open up here and have it streaming right up here on the TV.
So we are joined now by Kim Cribbs. She is the Bolivar High School girls head golf coach. And you had a match today.
We just got back a few minutes ago.
Well, good. Tell us about that.
So we played in the Springfield Catholic tournament today, and our team got third. Springfield Catholic beat us and Glendale beat us, but there were some positives. 3 other schools in our district we beat pretty easily today, so there's positive things coming. And then Delaney Daniels tied for first place. She shot 2 under par today. So we had to have a 3-way playoff. So she birdied the first hole. Another girl from Catholic birdied the first hole. So we go to hole number 2. and she had probably a 4-foot eagle putt. Missed it, but she knew she could still 2-putt and take home first place. So would have liked to have won it with an eagle, but we'll take the birdie.
Greedy, you're greedy.
Well, now, before you got here, somebody else was telling us that just to get to that playoff, she went birdie, birdie, par, eagle to put her into a playoff.
Yes,
which
eagle.
is pretty impressive,
Yes,
right
and
there.
we thought that there was just going to be a scorecard playoff, but since there was a 3-way tie, they decided to let them
Outstanding.
go play it off. So
And Springfield Catholic, I'm assuming they've been a powerhouse the last few years. They still have.
they're always
They
great.
have a Lauterball girl, or is she still there?
No,
she's playing at KU now.
Okay.
And doing very well.
But they've got some sisters on their team, and they're great golfers too.
How many girls do you have out for the program this year?
We have 5. We have 4 Bolivar girls, and new this year we have a girl from Halfway who is co-oping with us.
Okay.
And she's helped us tremendously. She's a great player.
And what are their names?
Yeah, you only got 5. You can tell us who they are. It's not like a football team.
Not,
exactly.
not 68 of them.
Right. So there's senior Delaney Daniels. She plays the number 1 spot.
She was a state medalist last year, right?
She was made All-State.
All-State,
yes,
okay.
which is the top 10 in the state tournament. Abby Anderson is a sophomore. She's co-oping from Halfway with us. And then we have senior Caitlin Berry, junior JC Franska, and then we have sophomore Jarrah Anderson, who is new to golf, but she's on fire right now. So
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, it's golf. It'll go away from her.
Yeah. I mean,
That's the
one day at
game.
a time.
my game is just like I'm new to golf. I mean, I can still shoot within a couple strokes of what I did 36 years ago.
Yes.
So that 5 kids, that's not too bad. How many other matches have you played so far this fall?
Played last week was our first one. We played at Whispering Oaks in Marshfield. Seymour was the host school, and Delaney Daniels won first place in that one. She shot even par that day, and then our team got first as well. So it was,
Yeah, that's a great showing right there.
yes.
So are those like duels, or are they tournaments?
No, they're tournaments.
Okay.
Last week there was probably, I would say maybe 14 or 15 schools. There was 18 today. So we did have a match Monday with Kickapoo. It's just, doesn't really count for anything, but it's just a 9-hole. Just a fun little practice event.
Where was that at?
It was at Silo.
Give you actual experience of walking down through there with somebody that's not on your team.
Yes.
and having to hit shots.
Yes.
Yeah, outstanding.
So, and we have, like, Jarrah's new to golf, so it's just another opportunity to get kids out playing with other girls, not just who we play with every day at practice.
Now, you mentioned Delaney being a medalist last year. Now, she's a senior this year. Wasn't she a medalist?
She's been All-State her sophomore year and last year.
Okay.
So we have.
Okay. I was thinking she might have even made it as a freshman, but she was
not.
She was close.
She
I
was
think,
very
maybe.
close. So
Right.
So in girls golf, how many classes?
there are 4.
4 classes.
We're class 3.
Class 3, okay.
And we just found out last week that we are fortunate enough to get to host Class 3, District 3 at Silo, which is
Outstanding.
a huge advantage for our girls because, of course,
They
play all the time. They're all members, so they're out there all the time playing. So
Super.
it's a huge advantage for Bolivar.
Who's in your district?
It's Bolivar, Camdenton, Carl Junction, Central out of Springfield, Hillcrest, Log Rock, Marshfield, Mack County, Monette, Nevada, Parkview, Webb City, West Plains, Willard. So there's 14 schools.
Wow, that's big districts. Okay, so
yes.
we're going to host that.
We are hosting, and then it's October 9th.
Okay, do we have another tournament here that you host?
Yes,
Just
so
the Bolivar
this-
tournament?
We go back to Marshfield tomorrow to Whispering Oaks for their tournament. And then Monday, we host the Bolivar Invitational. And it's probably one of the biggest golf tournaments in Southwest Missouri for girls. We have 21 schools participating. So it'll be a big day Monday at Silo Ridge.
Good deal. Good deal.
It'll be a big day at the gas station and the hamburger stands, too. So,
Yes.
So I guess they shut the course down for this, and
They
you
do.
go all day.
Yeah,
And
we'll play Monday. We start at 9, and we're usually, girls golf can sometimes take a little bit of time. So we should be done probably by 3.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, don't they usually, like when districts, won't they shut the course down the day before for practice rounds
So
for the
they've
girls, right?
changed it a little bit with Misha. They can have access anytime the week from conference to district play. They can come play a practice round. So
Good. Okay.
a lot of schools will come play the day before, but anytime that week you're available
Good deal.
to play a practice round.
So in these district tournaments or indie tournaments, do they match ones with ones to take off, or how do you do that?
Yes.
Explain it, because a lot of people I'm sure don't know. I don't know, and I play golf. So.
It can be different at every tournament. Like today, they paired you with schools. So we were with a group of schools, and the ones played with the ones, the twos played with the twos. At mine on Monday, I prefer to do it a different way. So I pair them by score. So that way you're playing with somebody that shoots
At
about
your
the
level.
same thing as you do.
Yeah, there you go.
So because the number one, I'm using Delaney, for example, her 9-hole average may not be the same as a number one at another school.
Right.
And that can be frustrating both ways. So my tournament on Monday, it'll be by score. So every girl will be playing with somebody who plays about
And do they play foursomes, twosomes? How do they?
usually threesomes or foursomes. It just kind of depends.
And they walk.
How many they
right?
do walk.
Yeah.
Yes. So it can be a long eventful day for the girls.
Yeah, and I've worked some of those out there at Silo with the local tournaments, the Bolivar boys or girls, and then SBU and
The state tournaments.
the state tournaments and stuff. A lot of fun, and I mean, sit there and watch these young people hit the ball like they do.
It's
It's
amazing.
absolutely incredible. I think Delaney's averaging 260 or better off the tee.
Yeah, her 9-hole average right now is 2 under par.
Yeah, what a deal! What a
Yeah.
deal!
And do they hit from the red tees?
We do play from the ladies' tees, yes.
Okay.
When we get to districts, they give us a certain yardage that the course has to be set up for.
I sort of say I thought there was something about X amount of yards. And
But one thing with high school girls golf, it's not just going out and playing with your buddies. Like, you have to putt everything out. You have to play by USGA rules.
Well, that's when I play with my buddies.
Yeah. So it's a little
Golf
different
makes a liar out of all of us, doesn't it?
than Clay just going out with me and playing in a tournament or something.
Yeah.
You know, it changes the game a lot.
Now, I was on the golf team in high school for the first 2 years. The coach got to write a card. Do you get to write a card?
We do get to write a card until state, and then we get to walk. So,
well, that's always good. The coach gets to write a card.
Yes.
But, good luck to you. You said you couldn't talk for 15 minutes. You've got 10.
I almost did it.
No, she's like, I can't talk about girls golf. So, yeah, we'll make it work. And I'm sure Sutton's really upset that he's not here.
I'm sure he would have
And
lots
you're
of
probably
questions for
happy
us.
he's not here.
Yeah.
So, well,
But I do have to brag on my girls. Like, districts are coming October 9th, and we have a really good chance for the first time, boys or girls golf at Bolivar, that the team can qualify. So the girls are very excited. They're willing to stay after practice, willing to come out on the weekends, and because we have practice from 3:30 to 5, so we pretty much just get the front 9 played. We rarely get to the back. So they're taking it upon themselves to go out and play outside of practice time and play on the weekends. So we're excited about districts.
All right, so explain that, because I think what you're saying is there's actually 2 state championships here in golf. You have the team, you have to qualify, and then the team goes, but then you also have the individuals.
Just like this tennis. Yeah.
So they take the top 2 teams with the lowest score, which you count 4 out of your 5 girls. Those teams automatically go. So you take out their scores. Then it's the next 13 individuals that get to go. Then if you're 5th on your golf team and you're within 10 strokes of the 13th place, you get to go with your team as well. So multiple ways to qualify. You can qualify individually, or your team can go.
And what a great course to have here at Silo. That
We are
gets
blessed.
to play, and they're really good. Brian and his crew do a great job hosting all those tournaments, and another home field advantage. That is big.
And in all sports, there's always a home field or home court advantage, but golf, playing your own golf course for districts to go on to the state tournament is a huge advantage.
All right. Well, thank you, Kim, and
Thank
good luck the
you.
rest of the season. You got my number. Text me, and we'll get your scores on the air for you. So
Thank you.
we're going to send it back to the studio. You're watching mosports.com, listening on Your Country 99.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan. Townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Ask Craig Lehman about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Is anything better than a hot, cheesy slice of pizza fresh out of the oven? Barge's Pizza in Bolivar believes great pizza is meant to be shared. Grabbing lunch with coworkers, feeding the whole family, or surprising a neighbor just because. There's one golden rule. Be nice. Share a slice. Bubbling pepperoni to fresh margarita with mozzarella, basil, and fine ripened tomatoes. Every bite's made with love and meant to be shared. Make someone's day delicious. In Bolivar, south of the square on Main Street. Barge's Pizza.
To Barge's Pizza here on South Main Street. Mike just brought us, what is this?
That's our meatball sub. It's got our house-made meatballs and marinara sauce and some melted cheese over the top of it. And Clay over here.
He's got a nice.
Clay's got our Italian. It's got some ham, some salami, provolone cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion, and banana peppers in our house-made Italian dressing.
Some kind of good, I'm telling you.
That's Clay's go-to.
So I have to tell you, I grew up in St. Louis, ate on the hill. Amaghetti's. Mrs. Amaghetti passed away yesterday.
Really?
Yep. So she was, I think, 97 years old.
My son ran the kitchen for the Amaghetti's. That's the chain that's in Webster Groves.
Okay. All right.
So he knows all about that.
Yeah, that's my favorite hot spot. But this looks really good.
It's
and when we get off the air, I'm going to eat this.
Absolutely. Please do.
All right. Well, guys, let's talk a little bit about our picks last week. I'm just going to bow out now and buy the pizzas here. So last week the games were Camdenton and Bolivar and Harrisonville. We all know how that went, and we all picked the Liberators. It was Branson at Camdenton. Suddy, he picked Camdenton. Clay had Branson. Mike, you and I had Camdenton, so Clay jumps out to the lead as the Pirates put it to.
I'll tell you, that one really, really shocked me.
Yeah, me too. All of us, I think. And we got Chuck Blair over there eating pizza. He's not going to like us talking about his Lakers getting
the Lakers like that.
Getting worked a little bit. Pirates. So then we had Marshfield at West Plains. We all picked the Marshfield Blue Jays, and they wound up winning at 28-12. And I thought that was a little bit of a light score for Marshfield against Parkview, but we all got that one correct. Hillcrest went to Rolla, and we all picked that one right. Rolla 48-0 over the Hillcrest Hornets. And then CJ hosted Heritage Arkansas. I wish I'd have known last week what I found out today, that Heritage is one of the biggest schools in the state, but they are not a football school. They are a baseball school and a soccer school.
That's surprising.
I know. And in fact, it's in the Rogers School District, and if you have a child that wants to be a football player, they go to Rogers.
They just get to go there.
Right. And if you have a child that, if you want to be a baseball player, you go to Heritage. So
there you go.
Sutton picked Heritage. Clay picked CJ. Mike, you and I both picked Heritage. So Clay takes a commanding lead in this deal. And then West Plains, they were at they played Parkview.
Yeah, they played Parkview.
And they beat Parkview 28-12. Another score. We already talked about, or did I miss one somewhere? I guess I already said that. Yeah.
Yep, you got them there.
And then Log Rog against Ava, and we all picked the Wildcats of Log Rog. So on the week, Clay Meyer, 6-1.
He's killing it.
He's killing it. You and I and Sutton were all 4-3. At least I wasn't in dead last place.
We were above 500.
So on the season, Clay's at the lead, 10-4. You and Suddy are 8-6, and I'm 6-8.
There we go.
So not very good on my part. I'm going to have to pick up the pace here.
A lot of football left.
So this week, it'll be the 0-2 Liberators traveling to the 1-1 Branson Pirates. And I don't know if Suddy's going to send these in. I sent him the schedule to see if he was going to make the pick. Sutton, if you're listening or watching, you might put it in. If not, I'm going to pick for you, and you're going to be 0-6. Clay, what do you think? Liberators and the Pirates.
Hey, I'm going with Bolivar. I mean, they poured their hearts out these last 2 games, and this is going to be a very, very extremely tough game for them. But, I think that they deserve to catch a break here or there, and I'm hoping it's this game right here. Bolivar Liberators.
Mike?
Well, I'm going to change things up. I didn't wear the blue, and I'm trying to go with a little bit of reverse psychology here. So I'm going to go with Branson and challenge those boys.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at that.
Okay, well.
Prove me wrong, boys. Please, prove me wrong.
I thought about this all week, and this morning in my walk, when I do my heavy meditation, I thought, I need a slump buster.
Yeah.
And slump busters are usually ugly. And I hate to go against my Liberators, but man, I need a slump busters. But now you've thrown me. I don't know.
Like I said, mine is reverse psychology here. Please prove me wrong, boys.
I'm going with Bolivar, and I know Sutton's going to go with Bolivar too. Even though he has family down at Branson, his cousin is the head basketball coach down there, but I know Sutton would pick them. So 2-0 Log Rog at 0-2 Parkview, but a Parkview team that's played pretty good, really. What do you think, Mike? I'll let you pick first.
I'm going to go with Log Rog. Parkview seems to be putting together some decent outings, but I think Log Rog's probably a little bit better team.
My pick, I'm going to go with Parkview.
Well, I'm going to go with Log Rock too. I tell you what, Log Rock, they've got a little confidence behind them now. 2 wins right here.
New coach, and
I think that they're going to slow the ball down. Parkview always likes to go really, really fast, and I think Log Rock's just going to do a ball control on them and beat them.
I'm going to use that as my slump buster.
There you go.
Since you picked. And I'm going to say Suddy's going to pick Log Rock too. Now, he's going to dispute these if he doesn't do well, but that's what happens when you don't show up. All right, 2-0 Marshfield at 2-0 CJ, and this ought to be a good one. The kind of tops of the conference right now, and I'm going to go with CJ, guys. Clay, what do you got?
Yeah, CJ, they're tough to beat over there at their own field right there. Marshfield is doing well, but their last week they're played a team that's down a little bit and everything. So, I kind of expect them to win. CJ, they're rolling pretty hot. I'm just going to stay with them right there in their house.
I agree, 100%.
And I'm going to pick CJ for Suddy as well. And then our last one, and we're down to just 4 games a week, guys, because we're in the conference, so we're only going to have 4. So we're not going to – everybody picks the same. We won't be able to jump out. I think this will be a pretty easy one. 0-2 Hillcrest travels to West Plains 1-1. And Suddy's going to pick West Plains. That's in his old neighborhood. Clay, what do you got?
Yeah, it's going to be West Plains. I bet it's just a long travel over there for anybody. It's tough to beat West Plains at their place. So I'm going to go with West Plains, the Zizzers.
Same thing. Everything I hear, it's almost impossible to win down there. So.
Well, you're down 14 when you get off the bus.
I told somebody that the other day when they gave me a second look and then just kind of grinned. I was like, yeah, So, why don't we throw MU in on this?
Well, we can do that. Who do the Tigers have this week?
They got Louisiana this week.
Yeah, that's not a very good one.
Well, I know, but next week they got South Carolina. They just in case anybody hadn't heard, MU just absolutely tore KU apart this past weekend. As far as I'm concerned, Mike.
Hey,
did you have any view on that?
It sounds perfect. It's exactly what I saw the whole time.
So you're not a KU fan.
No.
You watch your mouth.
All right. Well. It wasn't too perfect when I got to the game. I had duty up at Country Days, and it wasn't too perfect when I got there. But by the time I left, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was a little scary there to start off.
I'm going to say Sutton's going to pick MU. I'm going to pick MU this week. I'm guessing
this
both
week
you
for
guys
sure.
are picking MU as well. So we'll throw that one in the mix just to have the tiebreaker.
Exactly.
So,
that might spread us out a little bit here as the year progresses.
So we had Country Days last week right here in your front door.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a good day for you?
It was a great day.
Great day.
It was chaotic to start, but man, we set Caitlin up outside with selling slices and everything, and that went well, and had a full house for the most part. We did a catering for a wedding that night, so it was a really big weekend for us. So
well, and kind of small crowd Friday night after the game.
Yep.
And there was a small crowd at the game due to the weather. It was raining. People was like, well, we can go watch it on most Sports Zone.
When we saw how the game unfolded, we were pretty sure that's what it was going to be like, but we're still going to be here win or lose. So,
and just to verify, I told them that you are going to be open this Friday night after the game, even though it's away.
After the game, no.
You're going to stream it,
But
though.
we will be streaming the game, yes.
Streaming through the game.
So, yes, through the game.
Okay, there we go. That's
So it'll be open through the game. So, all right.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, and big stuff in town. We've got the high school rodeo.
High school run.
200 families. I'll be on assignment there. I won't be able to go, but I will be watching or listening to you guys. So bring me home a winner and let's get him off the list.
Absolutely. I will take that loss happily. Get our boys the first win for sure.
All right. Well, it will be kickoff time 7 o'clock from Pirates Stadium down in Branson. Clay and Sutton will have that game for you, and our cameraman Kent, he'll be running that for you. So if they mess it up, it's not my fault this time. So but that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. So long, and thank you for watching Coach's Corner on MoSportsOg.com and Your Country 99.
Thanks for joining Coach's Corner here on Your Country 99 and in 4